Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. I've been getting a lot of comments recently about new players getting into the game and enjoying my beginner decks video, so I wanted to double down and make even more expansive guides for players to jump in and start figuring out what decks to build. I plan on covering one region at a time so that I can explain the general idea of what the region is trying to do, the deck archetypes associated with it, and to allow players to choose what direction they want to go in the region rewards path. I'm starting the series with the ever-expanding empire of Noxus. General Noxus strategies include very aggressive decks that focus on ending the game as soon as possible with burn damage, but it is also home to Swain, who enjoys using the Noxus damage spells to remove threats and slow down enemy game plans. Before I get into the Noxus decks for beginners and intermediate players, if you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button to stay up to date with my content. I make deck profiles, beginner-friendly videos, gameplay highlights, and other lore-related stuff. I'm super close to 5,000 subs, so it'd be awesome if you joined and helped me hit my first major milestone. I also stream on Twitch often, so check me out over there if you're looking for live gameplay of someone who's hit Master Tier every season, even peaking rank 1 a while back. Quick premise before I talk about the deck specifically, for super new players I have a tip for you. When you copy a Legends of Runeterra deck code from anywhere, it auto-saves to your clipboard. All you need to do is click on Import Deck once you already have copied the code, and the client will automatically insert the deck for you. The cool thing is, it will show you what cards you're missing so that you can work on resources in order to fully make the deck. Last side note, these decks are not meant to be craftable day one, as that is not realistic. I'm showcasing decks that can be made after a couple weeks of play, so you have to work towards each of them, some more than others. These are easy to learn, play, and craft decks compared to what else is out there, so with that we can finally talk about the first one. So the first deck that I want to talk about is of course Spiders. This one is always on my beginner decks videos. It's super easy to play, super easy to craft, especially because the game starts you out with a nice spider base, having Elise and Darius. Well, this is the same kind of list, but refined. I took out some of the bad cards, added in a bunch of the premium cards that you want to be running. So yeah, it kind of looks like this in its finalized version. There's a couple different things you can do here and there, but look at these numbers. Look at that. All 1s, 2s, and 3s. Our only 5-cost card is literally Decimate, which is a game ender. So yeah, you can see how hyper-aggressive Noxus really is with a deck like this, with this kind of early curve. No matter how you draw, you're going to have playable early game. The whole point is to just go as wide as you can, so summon as many units as possible, and absolutely beat down your opponent, try to whittle them as fast as possible, sneak in as much damage as possible, and then finish the game with just an overwhelming amount of burn damage. The best thing about this deck for new players is that it does not have a single epic card required to craft it. It's all commons and rares, which is why I always recommend it. It's super cool. Also, it has Doom Beast, which is a little bit of a heal, so you can outpace other aggressive decks if you play like multiple copies of him in a round or like turn after turn. It's actually really cool. You can offset the mirror matchup pretty well because this deck has access to Doom Beast. Other than that, Elise is the only champion that is technically required to be run. You can also slot in Darius, like the default beginner deck has, but he's usually not completely necessary. However, these numbers are meant to be tuned however you see fit, but this is an extremely solid foundation. Yeah, the whole game plan, summon as many things as you can, play Arena Battlecaster on a board of like 3 or 4 units, and then you just swing for a massive amount of damage. The only card you really have to worry about is Avalanche from Feraliord. As long as you can dodge Avalanche, then this deck usually gets away with a lot more than it should. Alright, so for the example game, we're going to have to deal with GPTF Noxus. This is probably removal heavy, so they're going to have like a Law of Make It Rains, which deals 1 to my units, and maybe some other removal stuff. I feel like this deck might be kind of tricky. Let's see. We're going to pitch Doom Beast and Precious Pet. I want to play Rearguard on 1, Grenadier on 2. We should be fine with that. Oh, we also got Elise. That's really good. That puts a lot of pressure in the early game, especially if we top deck another spider next to her. That's probably what we do, honestly. Swing for our 3 free damage, thank you. Yeah, we'll go into Elise, into Skitter, I guess. Oh, Battlecaster's also really nice. Holy.
I pull the strings.
These kind of decks have to be very careful. Yeah, there's the Make It Rain I was talking about. If he allows us to develop our board, we're just going to run away with the game. Yep. 2-card combo to deal with Elise. That's actually pretty good for us. Because look at our hand states. He has 4 cards in hand. I also have 4, but I have something in board and I'm up on HP. Very good for us. So let's do... Grenadier this turn is now fine again since our Elise is gone. Next turn we'll develop both of our 2-drops on turn 4. We have to be careful of Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate on 4 is kind of annoying because he can deal 1 damage to everything. Second, Make It Rain. Yep, I knew this was going to be removal focused. We're still getting in 3 damage here. That's 2 Make It Rains down, so honestly not the worst for us. Maybe he baits a pass and he wants to play TF this turn. I'd be fine with that. I'm gonna lead with Arachnoid Horror this turn. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. There's no way he doesn't want to TF red, but I'm not gonna give him the best one possible. It'll only kill Grenadier. There it is. Wow, it's like I'm a psychic or something. That's fine. Play our Battlecaster. Yep, we'll take the 2 attack because he has quick attack, no point in blocking. Second Ravenous, wow, he's on double Make It Rain, double Ravenous, plus his Twisted Fate. That's kind of crazy. Alright, let us do Grenadier, Skitter. Grenadier, Skitter, Precious Pet. Grenadier, Skitter. I like Grenadier, Skitter. Because if he plays something, and Skitter might be able to lower its attack. There we go. Now Skitter gets a hit in, guaranteed. And this doesn't even trade into my 2 HP units. Swing. So it'll be 2-2 to 2-2, 1-2 to 4-2, and then he takes 4. Yep. Sounds good to me. This deck has no heals, so any of our damage sticks and gets him closer and closer to losing. That's fine. We have a card draw, so that's really good for us. Be able to refill a little bit, and a Decimate, very good as well. We only need to push him 4 more damage. Sucking into Spider's good, Arachnoid Horror's good. I kind of like Arachnoid Horror because it has Fearsome, and he currently does not have any Fearsome blockers. So we'll do that. We can also just bait a pass here. And I'll play Arachnoid Horror plus Precious Pet this turn. We can block here to here. That's completely fine. I don't want to lose my Fearsome unit. Yep. Don't want to play our Ephemeral one, because it would just die. This could honestly just be a really strong open attack. Could also play Elise and Arachnoid Horror. I won't have enough mana for Decimate. So it's either Elise here or open attack. I'm trying to determine what's better. Honestly, I just think it's open attack. As long as one of these goes through, I'm pretty happy. Okay, he's gonna draw, try to find an answer. Monster Harpoon is fine. We win, I believe. 3, 5, and then Decimate. Yep. Just like that. That Decimate last turn actually saved us. Made this play really easy. So a few closing thoughts about spiders. It's all about how you manage your damage. I hope the showcase game helped a little bit, trying to play around certain early game cards. Like I mentioned, the Make It Rain, and then it happened. So yeah, that's super important to realize what your opponent's trying to do, what cards they're trying to mulligan for, and how to stop you, because they know what your deck is. So you just have to gain the knowledge and experience of what cards the opponents are trying to play, be able to play around them, and you should be a-okay. I highly recommend upgrading this deck into Vandal Burn, aka Poppy Ziggs, once you get enough resources, because it plays very similarly, but also has better matchups and is a little bit more consistent. For the second deck, we have Pirates. This is a newly opened up deck for us because of a few months ago, they updated the new player experience and gave more beginner decks to starting players, which is amazing. So one of those is actually a Scout deck, which uses Misfortune. However, we're going to take Misfortune out of Scouts and throw her into a Noxus burn strategy, just like the Spiders, but we're going to be utilizing Misfortune and Gangplank. Now Gangplank you are going to have to save for and put in. You can replace him for Darius early, but Misfortune is really, really awesome. You want to craft the third one as soon as possible because the game starts you with 2, and just play very similarly to spiders. So the whole game plan is to do pretty much the same thing. Throw out the early game units, look at that. It's a little bit more diverse of a curve, and it has a little bit more mid-game push with our Gangplank and our optional Darius that we're running. So yeah, it's a little bit safer in the late game in order to close out, and it has a little bit more consistency factor with the Zap Sprayfin being able to force draw some of your spells. So we can talk about a couple of the cards that are really important. So Crackshot Corsair is important because when any allies attack, she automatically deals 1 extra damage to the enemy face. That's super relevant for leveling up GP, but also just getting in cheesy damage that you otherwise wouldn't have. Jagged Butcher, Rearguard, Saboteur are all just standard cards. Demolitionist standard, Grenadier standard. Make It Rain is super good, so this card got buffed. And this allowed pirates to come back in the meta in a big way, because now they're able to deal with other aggressive decks, they're able to shut down other strategies and outpace the game. Also, it's good at hitting the opponent's face. And if you use it in conjunction with Misfortune's passive, it also helps clear boards. So yeah, super, super good. Iron Ballista, awesome Overwhelm unit. Fervor, yeah, I kind of want to talk about Zap Sprayfin because kind of relevant. When I'm summoned, draw a spell that costs 3 or less from your deck, and it automatically gives you 1 spell mana on summon. So if you're on 2 mana, you play Zap Sprayfin, all of a sudden you have Fervor, and it's active, and it's live, and it's in your hand. Super awesome to be able to force draw that. It can also hit Make It Rain, so these are the 2 cards that Zap Sprayfin can force draw for you. Helps a little bit in the mid game if you're looking for specific options, and it just makes the deck a little bit more consistent. Triple Decimate, of course. 1 double up, which is just Decimate with a removal aspect to it. It has to kill the unit, so it's usually good as a last action for the turn when your opponent can't respond. And then yeah, GP for our mid-game push. Again, this can be Darius. You start with, I think, 1 or 2 Darius as a new player, so definitely you can replace him, slot him in, but you can put GP back if you want. I've actually run variations where it's like 1 GP and 2 Darius, and I've legit climbed with this, so this is definitely viable as well. Alright, so for the Pirate Showcase game, we got Ziggs, Talia, Arsenal, Landmark, Shenanigans. Pretty strong deck. So we are attacking on odds, which is good for us. We want to attack on odds so that we can put the pressure out right away. I could probably keep this Make It Rain so that we can hit Rockhopper, which is a 2 mana 3/1. So it's super susceptible to that. We'll just keep our 1-drop. Alright, we got a pretty nice mid-game hand. Decimate's also good. This deck, just like the Spider Showcase game, also has no heals, so any of our damage will stick. Okay, turn 1 stun, I see that. Saboteur's pretty good here. There's the Rockhopper. It's probably just Make It Rain then. Make It Rain this turn allows me to get a GP level up point on defense, and then I can develop my Saboteur a bit safer next turn. So she's going to get hit by Vulnerable, which allows the opponent to attack her whenever they want. As long as it's their attack turn, of course. Swing. We're going to double hit. I'm currently threatening 5 damage. We got Pokey Stick? Yeah. That is okay. So I'm threatening 2 and getting a GP level up point. GP is probably going to be super relevant this game. Ballista. Kind of wish I had Ballista last turn. Alright. I'd probably play it. I could do Zap. I think it's Ballista. Ballista into GP is like strongest board. I'll use Zap later. That's fine. If he swings, I probably just take the 3. Mainly because of Shapestone. Shapestone will let him out-trade my Ballista. Don't want that. Do GP here. There's a lot of outplays he could have. He could have damage, he could have something to destroy this and stun my GP. This will grow. Yeah. That is a double counter. So now Talia can block this. That's a bit of a problem. Okay, guess we have to pass. He's done really well at slowing down my game plan so far. Demolitionist into Demolitionist. Okay. We'll do Zap, try to find a Make It Rain. Buffed Make It Rain would be pretty good. Another one.
Gotta go with the flow.
Cool. There's the Ride of the Arcane. Sure. Illusionist.
Remember the objective. Make the Empire proud.
That's pretty cheesy damage there. I'll take it.
Threading a needle.
Interesting. We can do this. Taking 8. It's kind of bad. I can't lose too much here. Barium. Oh jeez, this Talia's about to level. So I have to do like a final push here very soon. Grenadier, Decimate, Zap. How do we maximize this? Could lead Decimate, maybe get a Rite of Negation, then play Zap Sprayfin for mana. This will put us at 5. Zap will put us at 1 plus 1 spell mana, so I'll have 2 mana left. Honestly, that's not that great. I don't want to do Decimate and Zap. I think I have to go wide. Feels like a Grenadier Demolitionist kind of play.
I'll drag you out of there if I have to. One day they're going
Another stun. My GP's been perma-stunned all game.
for the Empire. For the glory of Noxus.
That damage off.
Let's do this.
This in. If I survive the attack turn, then I'm chilling. I don't think I survived. That was the problem with these Waste Walkers. He played below Rite of Negation, so we might as well get our Decimate in now. We're both insanely pressured. I have 9 HP, he has 6. Going into turn 8. Saboteur is not the best top deck. If he gives me an action, I'll just play Zap. I think I survive open attack, because I can just block GP to Waste Walker, and 2-3 to the other one. Alright, no, I survived this. We're chilling. So we can do like that and live with 3. We died to double Shapestone. But I need to keep my Zap alive, so I think that's fine. If he has it, he has it. I don't have enough damage to finish without my Zap Sprayfin. The Absolver. Well, you haven't leveled the champion, so that's fine. You didn't get overwhelmed from it. So I think that's a misplay. He definitely wanted Absolver Part 2, that he could get the Grant and Ally Overwhelm, but he didn't get it. No level champion this game. Talia does live though, so I guess that's kind of a pain. Shouldn't be insanely relevant though. You know he's giving me an action now, right? So shouldn't I just do Make It Rain? If Make It Rain hits face, then GP will level. I don't get a better one anyways. Can I like 2-1? Oh, well then, yeah, he definitely misplayed. He could have just used Absolver, right? On this. He literally had it. Oh, and I hit face. Oh, and I hit Talia. This is actually best case scenario. I hit Talia and I hit face? Wait, that's incredible. What a high roll.
Bilgewater is mine and mine alone.
That's one of the craziest Maker Rains I've seen in a while. What's that? Give me a Noxian Fervor. Oh, what? Really? I get third Make It Rain over a Fervor? Huh. The odds of that's kind of crazy. It's like a 25% chance. That's fine. Don't really care about that all too much. Because we're just going to play Saboteur Open Attack. Call it a day. Pokey Stick Face. That's not nice. Actually quite rude.
No one's the wiser.
GP. Should I play him? Nah. We have Open Attack. Let's go. He missed lethal, so we win. Let's go. Some closing thoughts about Pirates. This deck is super easy to play. Awesome, like, aggressive deck for new players that like Misfortune. So highly recommend it. If you like this deck and you like spiders, again, I'd like to mention that Bandle Burn is really, really good. So I would go into that as a potential upgrade in the future if you're able to get more cards and go into Bandle. Alright, so for the last deck, I'm going to completely 180 and show a different style of deck. If control is more up your alley, then this deck is for you. Instead of playing super aggro, we're actually going to use our Noxus removal spells along with some P and Z ones in order to play Swain and Ezreal together. Now the game starts you off with 2 Swain and 2 Vi. I think Vi's kind of weird, she doesn't really fit. I like Ezreal for sure as the P and Z champion of choice. And we also get to play a lot of premium removal, and it helps like learning the game. It helps figure out like the strong P and Z stuff. And then we'll talk about potential upgrades later, but I think going into Bandle City and playing Teemo with Swain is really, really good right now. So yeah, I'll definitely mention that. But for spells, like, let's look at this first. We got a lot of 3-cost stuff, and it's kind of just like, decently well-rounded, the rest of the mana costs. So we play Thermo Beam, that removes something. Ravenous Flock, that removes something. House Spider's like a good body. Being able to summon 2 blockers in order to deal with like aggressive strategies. Mystic Shot, remove something. Arachnoid Sentry, stun something so that we can remove it, right? You see the theme of the deck? Calling Strike, remove something. Death Sand, remove something. Ezreal, levels up if you remove enough things, essentially. And also has his own removal built in. This removes something, this removes something. This is draw for just a little bit of cycle. This, our other win condition. This kills our opponent. And Leviathan draws our Swain and becomes a secondary win condition as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. We're just removing all the opponent's threats using all of our removal spells in order to play Leviathan, Swain, get them both on the board, get Swain leveled. Optional, get Ezreal leveled as well. He's a nice second win condition to play around. And yeah, we just play like that. It's really, really interesting. I think a lot of people enjoy this style, and I'm happy that Noxus has access to this style rather than just being full on, oh, this is the only aggressive region. No, we can actually play a bit slower, so yeah, that's super cool to see. Alright, so for the Swain showcase, we got Diego Thresh. Thermo Beams are pretty good. Calling's good against early, it's also good against Thresh. Keep Sentry, Sentry's probably fine. Ah, got the Thermo back. Playing around double Thermo's pretty nice. And we have Sentry, Ravenous Flock combo. 2-card combo. Really good. Oh, triple Thermo Beam. Okay. And a Leviathan. Villain. We're both just skipping to turn 4. Oh, we're both just skipping to turn 5. House Spider's chill. Fresh. Yeah, I'll trade Culling for Glimpse Beyond probably. Unless he's on like a buff like Sharp Sight for some reason. Yeah, Sharp Sight at the top, that's interesting. Never thought I'd see the day where Thresh got Sharp Sighted to prevent a Culling Strike. That's a first for me, honestly. Fading Memories. House Spider. Okay. Do Ravenous Flock first. We don't want to do same action, because if he has Glimpse Beyond, then he'll just, like, deny both of them. Always want to do Ravenous Flock there first, and then Mystic Shot. And if he lives with, like, second Sharp Sight, we have Thermo. Yep, there's the Glimpse. As expected. In that damage. Next turn, Leviathan or Pharaon. Wow, he's passing. Okay. Hello, Ezreal. How you doing? Sure. Don't want to block with 2/2 because of Vile Feast or Withering Wail, essentially. Worry about Ruination, I guess. Do Ezreal. Because if he does Ruination, I'll just play Swain after. Baiting. House Spider, again. Alright. Second Sharp Sight. Okay, well he played below Ruination, that's all I care about actually.
By my hand, Noxus rise.
Do this. Diego will die to Scorched Earth. I got infinite thermos in hand. Ah, there's a Vile Feast. So he has Viego plus Hydrovine setup. I have Leviathan plus Swain setup. We'll see which one's better. We shall indeed see which one's better. We can also do Death's Hand and Ravenous Flock on the Hydrovine if we don't want to take any damage. Vengeance, my Leviathan. That's kind of rude.
After the battle, the winds ceased.
Don't matter because he's still dying to Scorched Earth. Yep. Pass. And Thermo Beam. And then we'll open attack, threaten damage, probably get second Vengeance, play Captain Pharaon after that. Or I could play Pharaon right away. I think that gets outplayed by like another Hydrovine and stuff though. Yeah, I'd rather make him play back foot and play Vengeance this turn. Let's do this. Just in case he has another Viego in hand. Because this Viego is going to be quite big. He could still do it if he wanted. Whatever, I'm just going to play Pharaon then if he's going to play slow. We'll just go double Pharaon. Okay, he doesn't even on Viego. We're chilling. And we have a lot of Decimates. Limbs. Okay, he's drawing through his entire deck. My man's going down to 16 already. He's about to be deep. Alright, we just open attack with Big Overwhelm, double Decimate, see what happens. What you got? Third Vengeance? Nope. Alright. Holy. That was pretty interesting. I think he was also playing a control style. Alright, so closing thoughts on Swain. Swain PNZ, pretty easy to get into like I mentioned earlier, but also, yes, definitely upgrade into Teemo. Swain Teemo plus Bandle City is absolutely tearing it up right now. Super good control deck. Definitely the best version of Swain. This is probably up there as like maybe the second or third best. Somewhere around Swain TF, Swain Ezreal. They usually like go back and forth, so definitely check out Swain Teemo when you get the resources to build it. And that's it for this one. Please like and subscribe if you thought this video was informative or entertaining. It really helps me out since I'm still trying to grow. I'll be releasing more deck profiles, guides, and gameplay highlights in the near future. Comment below which region you want me to do next, and hopefully I can get through all of them. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters!